So the next feature that we're going to add is going to cause a complication to our game because we're going to keep track of the ammunition, because in the video after that we're going to learn about how to add pickups into our game, of which one of those pickups will be little ammo bundles, so we can pick up more ammo as we're playing. We'll also have health pickups that we can work with, so both of these features will be nice to add as we're starting to turn this into a fully featured kind of project. So the first thing that we need to do as part of this is a couple new variables, because, well, that's just how things roll. So what we're going to do with those two variables is we're going to add in one to store our ammo count. Now, ammunition, we don't have fractional, so we might as well use integers. So we'll have one for ammo, and then we will have our ammo max. So it's useful to set that so that as we have the pickups and we're picking up ammo, we can't just keep adding a ridiculous amount. So if, say, we have 8 projectiles left and we go and pick up a pickup that's worth 10, but our max is 10, it'll just max out at 10, and then we wasted the other one. So it requires you to be a little bit strategic about how you play the game as it rolls forward. And again, all these numbers as you work with it are things that generally need to update and change based on as you add in health values for the enemies. If you have a couple enemies, lots of enemies, the boss, all these things affect how much ammo you should have, how frequently we have pickups spawn. So all of it is like you're turning knobs and dials to try and figure out what is the optimal settings to make the most engaging gameplay. So currently we can see that I have projectiles, it's 100 here. So technically that would be my ammo max. So what we're going to do is, if you recall, I said we will define variables at the end unless it makes sense to define them, or we need to define them earlier in our project for it to work. So here I will say ammo max, and I will just set that equal to 10 right now. So we're going to lower the amount of ammo that we have, and then I will say ammo is equal to ammo max, and then finally the number of projectiles that we add to our project will be our ammo max. So then that way that's tied in and working properly on that. So if we were to run the project, the only difference we would see is after I fire 10 times, which we'll do that right now. Let's move out of the way so before I get, it's nice that I can still run away that way. And oh wait, no, they are resetting. Oh, that's right, they're resetting because we haven't modified what happens inside our projectiles. And it would be nice to put some information, some UI stuff down. So in this case, I'm going to add mine at the bottom of the screen. You could put yours at the top of the screen. You can design your user interface however you want it to be as part of it. So if our firing timer is done and it's okay to fire, and our ammo is greater than 0, meaning we still have some, then we can shoot, and then we'll say ammo minus minus. So we take 1 away. So now let's try and shoot here. Oh, let's move before I die. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now I can't shoot anymore. Okay, so we've taken care of that. That handles our ammo on it. So that's good. Now what we need to do is we need to draw some information on screen to provide visual feedback of how much ammo we have. So I'm going to just put a comment in there. This is where I'm going to draw my UI. So with this, I want to draw a rectangle shape, and I'll just make mine black. And then it will be, I'll draw it, not O, start at 0, and then I'm going to make it 40 pixels tall, and I know the size because while I was building the prototype for this video series, 40 seemed to be a size that works. So if we take a look at it, we can see that, okay, 40 gives us a black bar down at the bottom. So that works, and now what I need to do is draw some text. So I'll say fill 255, that's my text color. I'll set our text size, 18, seems to be a decent size. Text align. It's always a good practice to get into, and this is where I have to use the word left, and if I had left as part of my movement, then this would break. When I was working with him, I'm like, why am I getting an error message? And I totally forgot, oh, I'm trying to use my Boolean left instead of the constant left for my text alignment. So it made processing extremely grumpy and took me longer than I'm proud to admit to figure out why it was giving me grief. So we'll say ammunition. Now you can call yours whatever you want. If you're throwing out spoons, you could say spoons, and then how many spoons do you have left? Because again, we're using projectiles. They're not bullets, they're not, they're projectiles. They can be whatever you want them to be. So I'll move it in from the left margin 20, and then we'll just move it up from the bottom 16. So our text is 18. We're moving it up 16. Let's see, does it relatively position it? Yeah, so it's mostly centered within that space, so then that looks good. Now let's move out of the way while it's trying to shoot me. And now we can see our ammo is going down, and once we hit 0, we can't fire anymore, and it stops at 0. So it's working. All right. The next thing will be to add in some pickups so we can actually get more ammo and start rebuilding our health. So good luck and happy coding.